Greetings, Rogue Scientist Al, come to you from the Coalition State of Arkansas. I wanted to do an RPA update. Previously, I'd showed you this. I was really proud of it, really happy, with the bonuses for each of the combat stats, and I also built the weapons, which had their own stuff. I went and expanded it, and I'm going to show you all of it and take you on a quick tour. All right, so first I added in the MDC and the other super performance stats up top, and this is normally it's not this big. It's it's zoomed in for the video. But now we have combat tracker. So if I say -20, hit enter, or -25 and hit apply, either way it works. I can reset it. I can up and down it. Can't go above the max. If I take 2 or 3 points, it's just easier to click that. So, and eventually we will have something up here to say what the cost is to bring it back to normal and reset all. That's coming. Not a big deal. But this part hasn't really changed. It's just the physical attacks, not the weapon system attacks. Now let's talk about the weapon system. So here's the I'm currently wearing the Glitter Boy power armor, and for that we need to add railgun rounds. So we see here it's currently unloaded, but I have no ammo. Well, I wanted to show you what the ammo purchasing process was like. So ammunition, we're going to. It always takes a second to load. There we go. So we have Glitter Boy Fléché rounds, and then standard. I'm going to add let's add 3,000 of those, and then let's show you what the effect is. And the reason why we have the difference in rounds is there is a difference in cost, and later on I'm going to be adding in the Vampire Kingdom. We have silver bullets that do a different amount of damage out of the same gun, so we have to build for that. So now still no compatible ammo. Why? Because I bought standard Glitter Boy rounds, not Glitter Boy Fléché. So let's add those, and while we're at it, let's add mini missiles and high explosive. Alright, now let's see how this works. Now you notice that it only gives me the option to buy Glitter Boy rounds for the Glitter Boy gun. I still own the other ones, but it only lets me load these. And how much do I want to load? I can have 1,000 rounds that I can, but let's load 500. Oops, and reload. So it loads 500 out of there. Now you see that we have a clickable macro for the damage, and it's copied down here and that. Now if we want to use it, it decrements it every time. Now we have a total of, let's reload it up to that 500 max. Now why didn't it go up to the maximum? Well, we can if we want to. So let's use a bunch. Try to reload. So it works, and as you see in our equipment page, Glitter Boy. So we've gone down the amount that I bought, 6,000. It's gone down and kept track of that in my active use. So let's bring this down to 50. Reload it. So now I'm going to use the hell of it. Big battle, and try and reload. Doesn't let me because I have nothing left to reload it with, and I'm out. Alright, let's take a look at the Samson. That's a pretty good, interesting one. Stats change. You see here, I've previously had this in and loaded, so we have that many. We're going to max it out. Now, so this gun, unlike the Glitter Boy, it has 2 modes, a single shot and a burst, and it's got the strike damage there. Did I build in? I think I need to build in the laser targeting system for this, but now if I use it, watch the total count here and here. Because I'm using the same gun, I'm just basically pulling a different trigger, one that shoots single shot, one that shoots burst. So shooting from that same pool decrements the same pool. But when I use, now I use this and it costs 60, you see that both amounts decrement by the appropriate amount. So this limited pool, and I only bought 3,000, so that's all we get. So this limited pool is being tracked by separate uses. Same thing with, let's go with high explosive, and so I own one of each. So when I reload that, you see that it only keeps track of its use. Now the undo button is, like you see here, I can't reload because I'm out. Undo is basically, hey, I didn't mean to do that. That allows you to, and I can't undo more than I had. So it's kind of like a literal undo with it. And that is the work that I've been doing. Eventually, one of the coming up steps is, I want to say, to do with cost. On the equipment page, unrelated to the weapon page, but as you go in and buy it, we're going to be adding in your total currency, whatever that may be. So when you buy something, it actually decreases. So if these cost 1 credit each, and I buy 6,000, it's going to decrement you by 6,000. That's coming eventually, not a high rush, but I wanted to show you now what the full working state of the Glitter Boy power armor, or of the power armor page is. Now it just boils down to gotta add in that laser targeting, but building out robots, which are fundamentally the same as power armor in construction on my end. To me, they look and do different, but for me, it's the same thing. So Rogue Scientist out.